What's going on to you, Virgos? So let's get into it. So you have the King of Cups, Page of Wands, the Judgment, Lovers, the Tower, Wheel of Fortune, Fool, Nine of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. All right, so so for you Virgos, the King of Cups, Page of Wands, the Judgment. A lot of you Virgos are pretty much very calm around this time when it comes to matters of the heart. Still seeing that a lot of you are single, very much so, but it's not necessarily a problem. The reason why is because a lot of you Virgos may not even want to be in a relationship, truth be told. A lot of people that you've met in the past are not really who they acted like they were at first. And that's kind of the polarity that Pisces and Virgos have. I ain't gonna say polarity, I'll say the commonality that Pisces and Virgos have. Whether you're the Pisces fish or whether you're the Virgo that's fishing for the Pisces fish, y'all both share that in the sense that people try to put themselves out there at first like they're great, they're upstanding people, when they turn out not to be. They're very sit down, they're very dysfunctional. You find out things about them, you find out that they drink, or things about their character is very lacking. So as a result, you realize that you can't be with them, but they expect you to kind of overlook these things. And the thing about it is that for you Virgos, a lot of you Virgos are like, nah, you don't plan on doing that at all. So as a result, a lot of you Virgos are just single right now. The Judgment represents, and you have a right to, you have, not only do you have the right, but you have the privilege to judge people, because people, for the most part, are not even trying to be excellent. They're not even, people want to make excuses, for their flaws. People, I'm a Virgo myself. People will ask me, I was about to say forget it, but people will ask me or tell me no one is perfect. I understand that. I get that, because I am a Virgo. But the thing about it is that when it comes to Virgos, listen, what it is that Virgos want someone that is looking for excellence, not someone who's going to sit there, make excuses for their pathologies, their dysfunctions, not flaws, their pathologies, and then sit there, not do anything. It's like how is it that you can sit there in that and be okay with that, and then have the audacity and the unmitigated gall to act like Virgos are holding you to a certain standard that you should hold yourself to, mind you, based off of the strength off of you being decent people, and y'all act like y'all got so much problems with that. So y'all want to be in the dysfunctional nonsense. So a lot of you Virgos see this, that a lot of people are not really on par. They're dysfunctional. And a lot of you Virgos are disappointed. And that's why it is a lot of you are staying to yourselves. The Lovers and the Judgment, the Tower, the Lovers and the Tower, let's talk about the Lovers first. The Lovers is more so about how a lot of you realize that, so because a lot of people like to make excuses for their dysfunctions, their pathologies, a lot of you Virgos are choosing to be by yourselves. You really are. A lot of times, people act like, see, this is how it is that it's a real pathology. People act like when you're going through a time of self-discovery and you're really learning how to get back acquainted or get in touch with yourself again as you're single, because you realize you're coming to the realization that a lot of people are dysfunctional. You tried your hand. You've tried to be as best as you can be for yourself, for other people, and then at the same time, they end up being a complete dud, a letdown. And then when you're single, people try to make it seem like being single is the worst thing in the universe. And they try to make it seem like, oh, because you're a single Virgo, you're a single individual, then somehow there's something wrong with you. And it's like, do you ever stop to consider, for any of the cross watchers, do you ever stop to consider that maybe it's the environment that's dysfunctional, and that the Virgo is not hanging out with you because they don't want to get whatever type of pathology you have to rub off on them? And see, the thing about it is that this is where the tower is. A lot of you Virgos are now willing to allow people to run whatever type of game they want, but it just means that you're not going to be with them. The Wheel of Fortune, however, represents, because a lot of you Virgos are picking to be by yourselves and single, you don't have the nonsense that comes with it. And therefore, you don't have to deal with the nonsense that comes with it. The Fool card here represents, so as a result, a lot of you Virgos understand that, so you're starting fresh. You will get a chance to get to know new people and get out there and talk to other people. But the Nine of Cups, but they have to want you to be there. They can't be on some stuff where they're angry. You know, the typical Virgo confusion, right? How crazy they are. 1 minute they're good with you, the next minute they're not. 1 minute they're good, then they got a problem with you. Then they can't seem to decide whether or not they don't like you or they like you. They're all over the place. And then the thing is that the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Wands now represent, so as a result, a lot of you Virgos realize that because of this, if they start acting like this, you're going to go on about your merry way. Because you don't have to put up with them at all. That's not something that you should have to put up with, truth be told. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Lovers. You have the Four of Swords to clarify the Lovers, Ten of Swords, the Lovers again, so we got to draw two more, Page of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Right, these four cards here, you realize that people will try to bring you down with their own dysfunction, because 1 minute they're trying to bring you down with their dysfunction, but then they end up getting caught up in their own dysfunction. What I mean by that is that a lot of you Virgos are not going. A lot of you Virgos see it for what it is. You realize how dysfunctional people can be. So as a result, a lot of you Virgos realize that you're worth more than that. You're not putting up with their nonsense. And if they're going to try to bait you in, and then it turns out to be a total letdown because they like to bicker and argue too much about the wrong things, jealousy, envy, this, that, the third, a lot of you Virgos are going to go about your way. The Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, a lot of people are not going to be happy about this. A lot of people are not happy about this now. But who cares? You know, a lot of you Virgos came up. A lot of you Virgos came up. A lot of you, let's clarify the Fool. A lot of you Virgos came up. You know why you came up? Because a lot of you got tired of being someone else's emotional punching bag, but emotional punching bag. But due to the fact that a lot of you realize that people are trying to use you as that, just to scapegoat you and blame you for everything, a lot of you realize that you're not going to be in this relationship with anybody that tries to do that to you. So to clarify the Fool, we have the Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Temperance, which is about how a lot of you, to clarify the Fool, this is about how people are trying to cash in on you, trying to benefit off of you, trying to come up, trying to use you, and they can't handle the fact that you're hip to what it is that they got going on. You have been for a long time. You've been letting them slide for some of you, but for the ones of you Virgos who haven't been letting them slide because you just didn't know, you didn't know what to do in the situation, now you do know what to do. And now you've learned to not let people slide. I have known this knowledge since 2015, but people have been on too much grace. You imagine how many people I've let slide that thought they were getting away with something? Told you, If I tried to get you caught up, you would never know. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, we're at 8,250 some odd subscribers. What? Thank y'all so much. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Run the views up on this. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. The first 2 videos that gets me to 1,000 or closest to 1,000 at the very least, I'll do.